In 1879, a guy from Connecticut named Hank Morgan got knocked on the head. That's what Mark Twain says anyway. Now, there's nothing unusual about being knocked on the head, but if you get a really solid bang, things can start spinning. The world can seem like a strange place for a while. Well, that's just what happened to Hank Morgan. The world started to seem like a very strange place, and it was in Hank's fantastic dream. Because Hank wound up right in the middle of the barbarous 6th century court of King Arthur. Can you imagine that? A Connecticut Yankee in King Arthur's court?
And then he's fired.
We've had enough of your newfangled inventions, Morgan. Look at that steam. You're gonna kill us all.
You ignoramus, that's the way the darn thing's supposed to work. It only needs a little adjustment.
Ignoramus, am I?
Straight out of the Stone Age. That's progress. You're so blamed afraid of progress. Ever heard of it? Now give me that wrench.
Thou art the prisoner of Sir Sagramore, knight-errant in the service of Arthur of Britain. Surrender, for you shall not escape. Come peacefully, and you shall remain unharmed. Come, come! We must hasten to the court!
Court? You look like you have a ironclad case. Hey, what's over there? New Haven?
Nay, Camelot.
Money for the church. Ow! Money for the realm. Ow! Money for the landlord. Ah! Oh, they should have everything I have. Nothing.
dare not. I have engaged this fire-breathing monster in mortal combat and captured him for thy good and protection. Mind your tongue, slave. Out of the way.
Be the associate.
Out the way, slave.
Now, hast a kind look with all. Sonny, who are you? I be Clarence, a page in the court. Come on, you're no page. You're no more than a paragraph.
Out of the way. We have business with the king.
Holy suffering catfish.
God's eyes, what be that?
My liege, with the capture of this vilest of monsters, my quest ended, as did nearly my life when at last I slew him.
Slew him, eh? Mary, he looks live enough to these eyes.
My pardon, sire. With his dying breath, he did himself transmogrify into this piteous and eerily clad version of a man.
You're loony, that's what you are.
Silence. What will you with him, good Sir Sagramore?
Majesty, only I know his awful power. I tell thee now, kill and be done with him. And give unto me my rightful prize. The hand of the fair lady Alisande Cartlewas.
What sayest thou, magician? Be this a monster, transmogrified?
Nay, my liege. He is no monster. He is a man as he appears.
I see that clearly. But what were he before he were a man? That be the question.
He were a babe, sire. As all men. No more.
And what shall be his fate? Come, sir, his fate.
Naught can reverse what is here begun, sire. Do with him as ye will.
My advice, magician, is sometimes that judge would be better without it. Throw him in the dungeon.
Just a minute! You haven't heard my side.
Milady's interest in the prisoner is ill-advised.
Merlin? Merlin, what will be his end?
What end can there be in a dungeon?
Do not evade me, wizard. I will know his fate.
Then you will know ours, milady. For the two entwined as the ivy about the branch.
Merlin, what have you seen?
Stars which have met but whose paths have never crossed.
But how is that possible, Merlin?
It is not, milady. As so, I wish the stranger dead, for all our sakes.
Burned at the stake, huh? That's peachy. Who gave that order?
I know not, sir. But 'tis known that Merlin the magician, counselor to the king, wishes thee dead. I shall be sorry, sir, for I believe thee to be good.
It's mighty nice of you, Clarence. You're a good boy. Now, we gotta have an epitaph, don't we? Let's try this one on for size. Here lies Hank Morgan of Hartford, Connecticut. Maker of pistols, cannon, boilers, amateur astronomer, house doctor, and a fair machinist. American go-getter and champion of free enterprise, who wound up in King Arthur's court. Why? He never found out.
Boilers, sir? Pistols? What be these things? And what be Hartford and Connecticut? Be they dukes?
He died one confused son of Satan. Now what is the date?
The 20th day of October in the year of our Lord 528.
October 20th, 528.
Whoo-hoo!
Now, that was a while ago. That was before the Civil War. Well, before the Civil War. Why, that's even before the War of 1812. It's before firearms. Before Sir Isaac Newton. Before Shakespeare. My Lord. It's even before Robin Hood. Thunder and lightning. It's practically before anything ever happened. Where were we? Oh, yeah. He died the 21st day of October, the year of our Lord, 520. Gee, Josephat! The plain thing happened on the 21st, by Jimmy. A total eclipse of the sun over England. October 21st, 528 at high noon.
Sir, you speak in riddles as one possessed.
I am, boy. Now, you listen to me. Are you sure? I mean absolutely sure of the date. Tomorrow's October 21st, 528.
As I know my name, sir.
And alive. All right. Now, here's what you do. You go back to that court and you tell them this. If they so much as harm a hair on my head, they'll never, ever see the sun again. The fruits of the earth shall rot for lack of warmth and light, and the Britons shall famish and die to the last man. And you tell Merlin, you tell that old fake, that he can number his days from the moment he ran into the Connecticut Yankee in King Arthur's court. Burned at the stake, indeed.
Sire, it is almost noon.
Sire! Confound it. What is thy hurry? Will he burn any harder before noon than after?
He be no common criminal, sire. I counsel haste. Now, sire, give the order.
I am playing a game, sir. Just a moment.
We haven't a moment.
Oh, very well. Apply the torch.
Good Lord, no. Your Majesty, look to the sky!
Lay on with that torch, damn you! Vilest of monsters, they consign thee to hell!
Hold, Sagamore.
But he must perish, my liege!
I say hold, sir! By your leave.
Approach.
Be merciful, fair sir, and essay no further in this perilous business. Name any terms you will, even to the halving of my kingdom. But banish this calamity. Spare the sun.
I'll think about it. Okay. Here are my terms. You shall remain monarch over all your dominions, but shall appoint me perpetual minister and executive, and you shall provide me with a workshop and such assistance as I require.
My liege. The stranger works wonders, it is true. But of the Britons he knows not. I fear he'll bring great confusion.
Better said than perpetual darkness, you'll agree?
By my labors, you shall become the mightiest monarch on earth, and England the richest, most prosperous country. Now, you get all this, plus the sun back, for, let's say, 1% of the gross and no taxes.
No taxes?
No taxes?
Agreed. Away with his bonds. Do him homage, high and low, rich and poor, for he has become the king's right hand.
I still don't understand. If an eclipse can be foretold, how could Merlin, who is a prophet, not have known?
Because, my dear associate, Merlin is a bunco artist who happens to be darn good at hiding his ignorance. Hey, after the wheel and fire and a few tea leaves, what does he know?
But all of England looketh to him for wisdom.
Clarence, that's all gonna change. From here on out, it's knowledge for everybody. Schools, books, teachers. And then, boy, then, with that brain power, England's gonna light up the Dark Ages. And Camelot will look like Chicago.
The king! Oh, the king!
Once again, we have looked upon the works of the stranger and proclaimed them good for us. And therefore, good for Britain. We have toured the places where he doth practice his art, forging strange metals, mixing odd liquids, and where his singular mechanical devices are wrought. Here be just one of his new finds. It sticketh to the meat. Fingers and hands remain clean. We're happy to announce that a premier edition of this utensil will be issued within a fortnight. It will carry our seal, attractively embossed, and will come handsomely boxed. Special discounts will be available to knights and their ladies. Consult our catalog for prices and quantities of more than 25. Great and rapid changes are taking place in the twinkling of an eye. Our land will soon be crisscrossed with a magic wire, which carrieth messages and royal decrees to the farthest parts of our realm in naught but a moment. I myself spoke this morning with Sir Galahad on such a wire, receiving firsthand a report on his holy quest. No. Alas, the Grail hath not yet been found. But we are confident that this new miracle, the telegraph, places the blessed chalice within our grasp. And whom, besides ourselves, have we to thank? This, our most talented of subjects. Wherefore, we have decided to create him a knight of the realm, and without further delay.
But sire! Sire, he hath not made a quest. How can he be judged worthy? He hath not slain a dragon nor saved the maiden.
I maketh the rules, I breaketh the rules. Thou art an exception. By what name wilt thou be called?
The only one I'm used to. Boss.
Very well. Wouldst kneel? We dub thee Sir Boss. Knight of the Table Round in the service of Arthur of Britain, go forth into greatness for God and realm. We will announce thy quest on the morrow.
Make way for the king!
Holy Grail! Who invited you in here, Junior? Get off of my nose. Oh!
Yes, Sir Boss. This be the chamber where that bunco artist practices his art. Do not be embarrassed. Curiosity is admirable in a foreigner.
It killed a few cats.
Indeed. Be welcome.
Pretty fancy stuff. Little dated, but quaint. Well, now. What's this all about?
It's a means of keeping track, as you say, of the comings and goings and entrances and exits of various persons.
Particularly exits? Particularly of Sir Boss, Why, Merlin?
We are a simple people, Sir Boss. We plant, fight, harvest, pray, and look to heaven for our reward. We are not ready for what you offer.
So you deny to your own people all my know-how?
As I would keep profane knowledge from a child.
Profane? To encourage superstition is profane. To make a puppet out of a decent guy like Arthur, so you can rule England, that's profane.
Thou who comest, heaven knows how or whence, unto the Britons. Thou, with promises of a burgeoning age, a new millennium in the very midst of an old one, whence our toils shall vanish before the onslaught of thy towering machines. Thou art Britain's enemy, and thou shalt be our destruction.
Well, Merlin, that was a corker of a speech. You ought to run for office. But you remember who stopped the sun.
The solar eclipse.
You got a head on your shoulders, Sandy. Lame pretty one, too.
I be the lady Alison de Carteloise.
Yeah, I've been noticing you around court since day one, but you ain't been noticing me.
I am promised to Sir Sagramore, as thou very well knowest.
How come we ain't talked like this before?
That is not a question that has vexed my sleep. Now, by your leave, Sir Boss.
Sandy, one last favor. What's the secret?
Sir Boss?
How do you keep cool on these tin can outfits?
Oh, it pleaseth me that you ask. What's to kneel?
Oh!
It keepeth cool the hottest nights.
Are you sure of this?
As I am sure of my reputation as a knight, the great fountain at the Valley of Holiness hath ceased to flow. The faithful are backed up a score deep halfway to Camelot. The smell is overpowering it.
I can imagine.
The king hath sent for thee and Sir Boss. This is thy chance, magician, to regain royal favor. Call upon all thy darkest powers. Restore that fountain to flowing.
Who shall prevail? The royal magician or the royal technician? Indeed, who shall prevail?
Sir Boss, the king orders thee to postpone thy quest and join with him and all knights, lords, and ladies at the Valley of Holiness.
Valley of Holiness?
The holy fountain, it hath ceased to flow. The faithful make pilgrimage thence for to be blessed by the miraculous waters that flow therefrom.
So, I gotta patch up the plumbing, that it?
The task falls either to thee or to Merlin.
A contest, huh? Count me in. Now, if the water's not coming out the faucet, it's coming out somewhere else, Okay, here's what you do. You get a bag of patch and cement and a trowel.
Aye, Sir Boss?
Oh, Clarence, you happen to know if, Lady Alison's gonna be there?
Aye, that she will. And so will Sagramore.
Okay, tin can. Your turn to walk.
He rattleth the heavens, but draweth no water.
Patch up all them holes in the well?
Aye, sir, boss. I'll be ready. And they can even turn it off at night. Save a little holy water.
Whereas the king's magician hath made thunder, but cannot make water. It falleth to Sir Boss to restore the holy fountain.
Oh, Alexander Graham Bell invented the telephone, and James Watt discovered the steam engine. Hail to thee. Eli Whitney invented the cotton gin, and Abner Doubleday who gave us baseball, and old Samuel Calder gave us the great equalizer. Now be triumphant over all. Over all.
Witnessed a miracle. Oh, Sir Boss, how can we ever repay you?
How many pilgrims you figure will show up now the holy fountain's fixed?
Hundreds? Thousands?
I reckon 10% of the souvenir concessions will do fine.
Ah, and I wish to announce that a commemorative first edition medallion will be issued within a fortnight. And whereas Sir Boss had performed the miracle of the holy fountain before our very eyes, we declared that he hath completed his quest. And we welcome him as a full brother at the round table.
It cannot be, your majesty! This knight uncorked some ancient monk's chamber pot, and thou standeth ready to credit him with a holy quest?
Do you question your king?
Majesty, I...
No. Do you question us, sir?
If Sir Boss succeed and be honored for a holy quest, I and all my brother knights are disgraced.
Thou doest thyself great harm.
Thy servant, sire. On a field of battle, I will stand with thee. But one day on a field of honor, I will kill thee.
Shall I, my love, call unto me as robin to her young? She calleth babes unto her wing, they hearken to her song. Oh, oh, nay, I cannot call unto him, nor can robin sing to a dove, for robin knoweth well her own, yet I know not my love, yet I know not my love. Sir Boss, gentlemen make their presence known.
I have something to give you.
But I want nothing from you.
My lady.
Sir Boss, please. The king prays within. Sir Sagramore be about. Leave, I pray thee, leave. Sir Boss.
It's called a looking-glass. I wanted the first image in the first looking-glass to be the most beautiful face in all the kingdom, in all the world. The face of a real princess, just like I used to read about in those fairy tales. I never gave much thought to romance. Never had time. Had my nose to the grindstone ever since I can remember. But when I first saw you in court, I knew. I knew why I'd waited. 'Cause only in Camelot in King Arthur's Camelot could I find my heart's desire.
The tribulations of lovesick knights and their ladies-to-be fall not within my domain, Sagramore, and thank heaven for it.
What of the uncertain futures of royal magicians? Sir Boss appears to wear thy mantle.
And thine, if my eyes and the glances of the Lady Alyson deceive me not.
Take care, magician. If Sir Boss be mine enemy, he be thine as well. We are allied, whether or not it be to thy precious taste.
Thou art a valiant knight, Sagramore, and blessedly uncomplicated.
But loyal, and I will act against Sir Boss. Wilt thou stand with me or against me?
I stand with the king, from whom none can take me, and with Britain, to whom I gave Arthur, and which standeth in peril at the hands of Sir Boss.
Do you really see me, Sir Boss? Or only yourself, as in this...
looking glass.
This looking glass. Oh, you must leave now. It is not meet. It is against reason.
Reason? For Pete's sake, I'm talking about love.
It cannot be, Sir Boss.
Now, don't you talk like that.
I will, Sir Boss. I must. And there be one thing more. I fear thee. Thou art stranger than Merlin.
Peachy. Huh. I may be a Yankee and not used to medieval ways, but I can sure get a chill from a cold shoulder.
Please, Sir Boss.
Don't you worry, my dear. I've got a plan to get me so far away from here, they'll find the Holy Grail before they find Sir Boss.
Go out among my people. What on earth for? I have people enough all around me. If there's one thing I don't need, it's more of them.
That's just the point, sire. All you know about are the highfalutin folk round court. What about most of your subjects? People getting their hands dirty with good, honest work.
God's wounds, what a hideous thought.
Dirty hands?
No, honest work. Still, the idea hath a certain charm.
Let me tell you something, sire. It'll knock you for a loop, so I'll put it to you real slow. I know of places where the top man rules by consent of the common man.
Common man has no more sense than the vegetables he grows.
You're wrong, sire. There's much good and good sense in the common man. Why, in those places I spoke of, they even believe all men are created equal.
Sacrilege. What a heresy. There are only rulers and the ruled.
Sire, do you want to go down in the chronicles of history as a good king or as a great king?
The greatest.
A great ruler knows well his subjects. Now, you get out there. Shake a few hands. Kiss a few babies. You'll be great in a hurry.
Be ye sure, Sir Boss?
Did I stop the sun?
Ver gracias en nombre Patris et Filii et Spiritus Sanctus. Amen. Excellent. We shall do it. The king and Sir Boss.
Right.
I shall make preparations at once. We'll leave at first light.
Peachy. Chin a little lower. Eyes to the ground. Okay, sire, now. Let's imagine that we're at the door of the hut over yonder, and the family's before us. Now, what do you say to the head of the household?
To the head of the household, say you?
Yep.
Well, I say, Varlet, give me a seat and bring me what cheer you have.
Your Majesty, that's not well done.
Oh, in what lacketh it?
Call him brother, never varlet.
Brother, to rabble like that, or fie, sir?
Well, we're rabble like that, remember? We're supposed to be peasants. Oh, sire, step aside. Here comes a pair of knights.
Be the enemy?
No, they're yours.
Well, let us go and receive greetings.
Oh, sire, step aside. We're peasants, remember? They won't recognize us.
Keep thy lady from getting slayed. Protect her with a real sharp blade. Sir Pellinor! Sir Pellinor! Swords for her lords! Keep thy lady from getting slayed. Protect her with
Be that strange device.
That's some of our advertising, Your Highness.
Advertising? What be that?
It's a way of getting the word out, so we can sell products nobody needs to people who don't really want them. Together, sire, we're gonna make a fortune.
I see. Herald the goods, as it were.
Gunnar, father, you have been seen.
Where go they, old man? The king and Sir Boss. Only once more do I ask thee, magician. Then I dispatch thee to a happier place.
You are a fool, Sagramore.
But a desperate one. I warn thee, old man. Where go they?
His Majesty wishes to go among his people, to see them firsthand. Sir Boss will be his protector.
Will they not be recognized?
They travel in disguise.
Perfect! Pleasant dreams, old man.
Pleasant journey, Sir Knight.
Look, Sir Boss. The very thing. A peasant hut to test my peasant ways.
Remember, no varlets.
You'll be late, sir. All is taken save me and my daughter.
It's the pox, in God's name. Let's get out of here.
Girl is shivering. She needs warmth.
It's the pox. You're the king. Send a physician.
I thirst so.
Right away, sire.
I know that look. You know what poverty is. The daily insults of your betters and of the king.
Would you like to hear a story, child?
Be it true?
Aye, girl, it be truth. It is the story of King Uther Pendragon, of his wife, Igraine, of a sword called Excalibur, of a magician called Merlin, and of a child named Arthur. He was a little boy, he's not much bigger than you are now, playing the games the little boys play. He was carefree, he was happy. And then one day, he bade goodbye to all that. And on that day, all of Britain turned to him.
Your Majesty?
There's no need. She'll have died, even as I held her.
But you still speak to her, sire.
Nay, not to her. Only to her soul.
It may fly heavenward on the few kind words she hath ever heard. Mountains of men have I moved in battle. Kingdoms have I delivered from the enemy. Yet nothing hath pierced my heart as these last few hours. Know you, Sir Boss, that even Arthur can learn more of what it is to be king.
Alfire, what are you going to do with all that newfound learning?
What must always be done with learning, as thou hast shown, Sir Boss. Use it, that it may be our most precious gift to all of our people.
We are both very tired, Your Majesty. We should rest.
What's this then? A prize catching me little net.
You scrawny scum! You know who I am? Release us!
Do I know who you are? Let me see. An animal that walks like a man. Yet is trapped like a fish. And when whipped, works like a horse. I have it. It's a slave.
Filthy leech! I'll have your head on a spike!
I had no off with them.
Hate to ruin Your Majesty's first safety pin this way, but it's our only chance.
Hey,
what's going on here?
It's too late. Run, Sir Boss. Worry not for me. I need combat now more than I need life itself.
After them. Half go this way, half go that way. Search the marketplace.
Send this message to Clarence Camelot.
Clarence Camelot, yes, sir.
Just Clarence. He's in Camelot.
Oh, I'm sorry, sir, but I must have the party's last name and payment in advance.
To Clarence Camelot, if you value your life.
Oh, yes, sir. Oh, I do, sir. The message, if you please, sir.
Clarence Camelot, greeting.
A message from London.
King himself in mortal danger.
Send knights.
As fast as possible.
If not, in London, before sundown.
We are doomed.
Oh, Sir Boss.
Our lives and kingdom are in your hands.
Kingdom is in my hands.
Clarence, do not fail me. Signed, Sir Boss.
Oh, my heavens. Sir Boss.
Yeah.
In such a hurry to the gallows, my friend?
In a hurry, aren't we?
You boys know what's good for you. You'll turn me loose. By tonight, this place be buzzing with the King's Knights.
Then they can buzz away. The hanging, my fine friend, comes this afternoon.
Then we're done for.
Not the clever little mouse you'd like to be, are you? Ease thy burden, hangman, to know that it is Arthur's throat you're decorating with an accursed rope.
Arthur who?
I'm Arthur of Britain, your lord and sovereign.
For God's sake, you're hanging the king!
If he's the king, I'm Guinevere.
And I'm Lancelot.
I'm ready.
Boy made a bicycle.
Out of the way! Out of the way! I command you to unhand these men. Unhand and release them at once.
Hangman, do your task and be done with it.
Anyone who moves against those men does so at peril of his life.
By whose order might that be?
By mine. And theirs.
Release the king.
Who? Arthur Pendragon, Lord of the Realm, ruler of all Britain. I sure hope he's not too mad.
Hail to the king! Live for the king! Clarence, Clarence, my little shortstop. Oh, so oh, without you, we'd have been up a creek without a paddle, and in a leaky canoe with no bathing suit to boot. Oh, Your Majesty, we owe our lives to this young man.
Yes, and so we see. Thy sword. By what name would thou be called as a knight of the realm?
Sir Paragraph.
Very well. Wouldst kneel? We dub thee Sir Paragraph.
Paragraph.
Knight of the realm in the service of Arthur of Britain. Rise, Sir Knight, and continue thy good works for king and country.
Tell me this. What made you think bicycles would be faster than horses? Sandy! Sandy!
Sir Boss.
You could have been killed coming here all by yourself.
Marry, Sir Boss. I would risk my life for you. For my king.
You mean you pedaled all the way from Camelot to London? Just for the king?
Oh, yes.
With no thought of me at all? None at all?
Well, perhaps some, Sir Boss.
Some.
Oh, Sir Boss. A great, great deal.
Your Majesty, Sagramore hath plotted against thy rescue. He beareth the scar of his villainy upon his face.
Hold tonight! Hold, I say!
Be scarred about the face.
Great balls of fire. What did that?
Number 2 steam generator.
Sagramore, thy face beareth a scar which proveth treason. It crieth out for death.
Better die, my liege, than live to see knights upon iron monsters, and our country undone by a maker of machines. I show thee, Brickenstone.
Somebody get me a sword.
My lord, beat him not on his own ground. You are not one of us and no swordsman. You know not what you do.
You had this coming to you for a long time. Hey, what are you all afraid of? It's a gun. Just another machine. A gun. Just another machine.
A machine that kills. That is an improvement we will do without for several centuries to come. Leave us, Mr. Morgan. Get thee to thine own.
But look what I've done for you!
Mr. Morgan? Mr. Morgan? Boss, are you all right? Mr. Morgan?
So, as with all dreams, the end has come, and Hank Morgan, Sir Boss, returns to the 19th century. Now, we're not all that sure that he wants to, but a dreamer has no choice. Next time, a brand new story, and I'll be here for Once Upon a Classic.
Once Upon a Classic has been honored by Action for Children's Television as an outstanding series of programs for children and their parents.